Well, this I'm faffing. I'm faffing because I've got two screen set up here. So I'm looking over here. I'm looking at the screen because I'm potentially looking out. Oh, I can see everything. Okay, it's Denise. I'm up the potting shed and I'm testing out equipment. I'd love to be able to do live streams on the channel. And so far, I've successfully tested out my internet connection. It's capable. And now I'm just trying to find a location where the lighting isn't too bad. Yesterday, I enjoyed doing a test in my conservatory, but it was so bright in there, I couldn't see the screen. What can I chat about this morning? Well, if you noticed, I've just put out a little 1-minute video on preserving apples. So for this test, I thought I would show you my apples. The apple harvest has come in, as I shared with you yesterday, and I've got a tree full of cooking apples. I don't want any of them to go to waste. Quite often I'll freeze them. It's a really simple way to do that. Oh, what's it? Something's popping up. It's a really simple way to preserve your apples. You just clean them, peel them, slice them, pop them in boiling water and lemon for a couple of minutes, drain them off, cool them, bag them up, freeze them. Great, job done. But I was after something that was more kind of apple pie ready. So I'd scoured through the USDA guide on preserving apple slices, and it suggested you could do them in a light syrup. So I've made up a light sugar syrup. I guess, what did I have? A couple of pints of water and a cup of sugar. I didn't want it too sweet. And I put a teaspoon of cinnamon in the water. So you'll notice from the little 1-minute video, I've got this really handy apple slicer. So you pop the apple on the end, turn, it slices the apple, and you can also core the apple and slice the apple. But I tried that last year and the slices are pretty thin. And I found they just went to complete mush. I mean, it was fine. I ended up using them in crumbles and added a few blackcurrants to them. But this time I wanted something more chunky, and the idea being that when I want to make an apple pie, I'll be able to tip this out into a bowl. I'll add a little bit of butter, sprinkle in some corn flour, seal it in a pie crust really, and that will thicken up the liquid, and I'll end up with nice chunky apples in a gooey, sticky sauce, just perfect apple pie. But one of the things I thought I'd just go through quickly are single piece lids. Now, obviously, I like to can as safely as possible, and I follow the USDA guidelines. And the USDA do not recommend single piece lids, but we use often in Europe for our preserving, we'll use the screw on single lids. Now, they can be used for canning, and I use them for canning. The reason the USDA don't recommend them is they think they're too hard to check for a seal. I don't think that's quite right. So here's the lid. Listen. And here I've got a lid that isn't sealed. Can you see the difference? And I don't know if you can pick that up. This one is also sucked in. I'm not sure whether I've got anything straight to hand where that will show up, but if I, there you go. If I lay that across there, can you see the lid is sucked in? So that's another indication that this is sealed, and hopefully I'll show you this one and it won't look sucked. No, can you see? Bit difficult to demonstrate with a piece of paper, but hopefully you can see that that's not sucked in. Just get the sealed one back and show you again. There, you can see the shadow. So that's how you know that a single piece lid is sucked in. That's how you know that a single piece lid is sealed. Bear with me a moment. Part of this test is trying to familiarise myself with the screen setup. So I'm just having a good look round. I notice. Hi, Denise. Just notice you are live. Waffling along there. I didn't see that. Hi, Sherry. Hi. Having a good test. I'm trying to find somewhere in the house where I can see my screen. I've set up 2 screens, and to be honest, I'm finding it a real faff. It's easier when you've just got one screen to look at because everything's on the bottom. But I use a little tiny laptop thing, and that's where the camera is. I've got my glasses on, but I'm still struggling when I'm doing the live streams to see any messages and things that pop up. But I can definitely, with the other screen set up, and I think the trouble is I need to jiggle the desk around a little bit so I'm not doing this all the time. Are you still there? I can see your first message. Hi, Janice. Just notice you are live. If you are still around, Sherry, send me a message so I can test it out, please. Yeah, I was just waffling on about canning with single piece lids. I'm not sure if you do any canning. You've never mentioned, I don't think. I've got loads and loads of these, so I need to use them up, and that's why I am using up my single piece lids, but I do use the 2-piece lids as well. Loving the test, it's fine. Thank you. Thank you. Well, I think I'm probably going to bring the test to an end. I've got loads to do. Just over my flare up, which is fantastic. My legs have settled down with the aid of a massage gun, and I'm able to walk about without my walking stick. But nothing much has been done in the polytunnel or the greenhouse. Loads of harvesting to do. Apples are falling off the tree. Trying to gather them up. Got 3 huge bags of Victoria plums, which is fantastic. I'm just thinking, what can I do with Victoria plums? I've thought of like a Chinese plum sauce, but I'm keen to get them processed up. I mean, I'll make crumble with them. The thing is, you pick them and they last, what, a day, maybe 2 days before they turn to mush, and I don't want to waste them. So I've chucked 3 of the bags into the freezer. I'm still waffling on. Have a fantastic day, and I'll do one of these again and be a little bit more prepared, I think. Oh, you're definitely there, but your signal's terrible. Have a great day. Take care. I'm going to end the stream now. See ya.